welcome back to my channel, you guys. For those who are new here, my name is Jenny, and for today I am going to be making a video of a little life update, just kind of why I went missing for a few months. I know a lot of people were asking me, like I kind of quit filming videos and vlogs, and it was just kind of all like food videos, so I apologize for that. But I really wanted to update you guys on my life and kind of what's been going on, and if you're interested, then keep on watching. Honestly, you guys, this video took me a lot to make. I think I just was not in the right state of mind to film this video, and I feel like now I feel okay, I feel better, and I'm ready to share my story with you guys. So this goes back, you guys, to August of 2019 of last year. I decided to remove my IUD that I've had for about 5 years. Me and my husband, we really talked about it, and we were really excited, and we were ready to start trying again to have another baby. We were like, okay, you know what, we're ready, financially we're good, we're pretty stable, our marriage is healthy, thank God, knock on wood. Both had decided that we wanted to go ahead and remove my IUD so that we can start trying to grow our family again and to have our third baby. So I ended up going to the doctor August of 2019 to get it removed. I got it removed, and like I said, I had my IUD for about 5 years and I never had a problem with it. It was really good to me. So I ended up getting it removed last year in August, and we started trying. So we started trying, you guys, and I started to, I went to the doctors. I made sure the doctor explained to me when I was going to conceive and what days to have sex and stuff like that. And so we did that, you guys, from August to about, I would say, like December. We were really trying, I was writing down the dates that I was getting my period. I was writing down the dates that, I was going to conceive, and we were having sex on those dates because we really wanted to like not miss it. We're like, we cannot miss it. We really want this baby so bad. And every single month, you guys, I would go out, buy a pregnancy test, and I'm gonna start crying, you guys. This is what I'm sorry if I get emotional. And so every single month I would go buy a pregnancy test, and sad to always see the like negative lines. Every single month I tested. As soon as I was like, my period was about to start, I always took a pregnancy test, like probably like a day before my period. I would always buy those what are they, like the first response that tell you 6 days sooner. And I took those tests every single month, and it always said no. And let me tell you guys something. For a couple that's trying to get pregnant and make their family bigger, it is the most hardest thing to go through. Like, it's just like this sadness, like I don't know, like being upset, in a way you kind of feel like, like what am I doing wrong that I'm not getting pregnant? And all these thoughts take over your head and really bring you down. At least it brought me down a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it brought me down a lot. We struggled for a few months, and it was hard. It was very hard for me. It was hard because we wanted this baby so bad. It was hard because I wanted to get pregnant. It was hard because me and my husband both feel ready to have another child, and when we had our two youngest ones, we were kids ourselves, and we feel like now that we're adults, and the fact that we're like, mentally ready and stable and to have another baby, and just not being able to have that baby that we want is the most hardest thing that anyone can go through. And seriously, my heart goes out to the people that try for years and it just doesn't happen. It's just so difficult, and it was definitely difficult for myself. It was difficult for my husband. I think for both of us, it was just very hard on each other. More on me, I would say, because I would really like kick myself in the butt. I really wanted to be pregnant, and then just seeing all those negative tests every single month was just so difficult. But luckily, we were very blessed to end up being pregnant, and I found out in January we actually ended up getting pregnant. And remember that day, you know, I know it's gonna say no, but here goes another try. And you know, I went pee on the test, and it said yeah, I was pregnant. And so I was just so excited, I couldn't hold the news. So I called my husband right away, and I told him, I was like, babe, guess what? Like, I'm pregnant. He didn't believe me. He's like, no. I'm like, yes, I'm pregnant, babe. And he got home, I showed him the pregnancy test, and it was a very, very, very faint line. And we were just so excited. We were so excited. I was honestly like so happy. I can't even describe the happiness that I was going through. It was just something that, you know, like I say, like we both wanted so bad, and when we actually got it, we were just so like, ooh, like we couldn't believe it. Right away, made a doctor's appointment. You know, I booked my first prenatal appointment, and a few, I would say like about 2 weeks after that we found out we were pregnant. We unfortunately, we had a miscarriage, and let me just say, guys, oh, that was the most hardest thing that I have gone through. Like, me and my husband, we've had miscarriages before, and of course they all hurt, but this one just hit so different. Like, I think because we were like really planning it, and you know, we were trying and having our hopes up, it just really hit different. It was February 16th when I started spotting. A few days before that, I had this weird like cold and this weird like massive headache, and then I had the shivers. It was like I was getting a cold, but it was just out of the blues. It was weird. And probably like I would say 2 days after that, I started spotting, and I just knew it. I just knew it. Like, I went to the bath and I just knew it. I was like we lost the baby, you know? And I just felt like my heart sunk, and you know, I couldn't think straight. I couldn't even breathe. It really, really hurt me. I was going on almost 6 weeks pregnant. I remember having to tell my husband was the most hardest part for me, because when you actually say it, like, it just hits differently, you know? It's like, oh shit, like it's real. And my husband, I remember just telling my husband, like, hey babe, you know, I started spotting, I think we're gonna lose the baby. And my husband's always so positive. He's like, no, we're not, everything's okay. With the girls I struggled also with spotting, and he's like, you know what, maybe it was just like the girls, everything's gonna be okay. Like, it's normal, spotting is normal during the beginning of your pregnancy. It's nothing that we should be worried about. But in my heart, I knew that something was not okay. So I ended up calling the doctors, and I told them that I had started spotting. I told them that I had previous miscarriages as well before, and they made me an appointment right away the next day. And let me tell you, it was the most hardest drive that morning. Driving to the hospital the day after was so hard, because I literally, guys, I was just praying. I was grabbing on the wheel, and I was literally like praying for a miracle. I was like, God, please, like, I don't ever ask you for nothing, but I'm like, this is something that I really want. This is something that I've been praying for. This is something that me and my husband want so much. I remember crying, and when I finally got into the parking lot, I gathered myself together, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be okay. You know, I got off, I went into the waiting room, and my cousin works at Kaiser because she's a medical assistant. And as soon as I saw her, she came and hugged me, and I just started crying. I was like, I know I'm gonna lose a baby. And she just she also told me, like, don't think like that, Jenny. Everything's gonna be okay, don't worry about it. And my husband couldn't go with me that day. My cousin, and she's like, you know what, Jenny, if you need me to be there, I will be there for you. And I said yes. I said, please. I was like, I can't do this by myself. They ended up calling me into the back, and the doctor did an ultrasound, and she said that, yeah, it looked like, you know, that it looks like I was pregnant. she's like, I think you are having a miscarriage. And she just said because of the amount of bleeding that I was having, she was going based off of that. But she said, just to be sure, we're going to go ahead and take out some blood and see your HCG levels. Numbers are to see if it's matching how far along I am in my pregnancy. And so after she left, I just cried. I just cried, and I'm so thankful for my cousin that was there, that literally held my hand through it all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me because it was just something so hard to go through alone. Right after that, I went downstairs, I got some blood work done, and I went home. It was like the next day I ended up getting my results, and she messaged me and she said, Jennifer, unfortunately you are miscarrying, and HCG levels were just too low. Once I read that message, I just lost it, you guys. I completely lost it. Although I knew from the moment that I had started bleeding that something was wrong, I think that reading it and actually seeing that it was real, it hurt so bad. And I literally cried. Like, I had never cried like this in my life. Crying. And my husband just held me tight that night. He just kissed me and he said, you know what, everything's gonna be okay. God does things for a reason. And although at the moment, honestly, I was so mad. I believe in God. I'm Catholic, and sometimes faith is a very iffy thing, right? Like, sometimes we struggle with it, but and I've struggled with it all the time. Like, I feel like sometimes I feel so close to God, and sometimes I just feel so distant. Although I know He's always there, it just feels like that sometimes. It was definitely one of those times where I felt so disconnected with Him. I felt like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you letting me go through this pain? Why are you taking this baby from me? Like, I was so mad, you guys. I was so mad at God, and I feel bad for saying that, but it's the truth. I was mad. It definitely tested my faith. I don't know if you guys believe in God, but I do. And when I was going through that whole miscarriage and all those, why I was angry towards Him, I was mad at Him. I was just like why? Like, why am I going through this? Why? Like, you start being a little selfish and being like, why me? Like, why do I have to go through this? Of course, till this day, I don't know why. I don't know if I will ever know why, but I've came to terms, and I know that God does things for a reason, and I trust Him, and I have felt Him before. I have felt His presence so much, and I hold on to that, and I tried to hold on to that when I was going through the hard times, but I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel at the moment. It's like from being so happy and all this, and it's just taken away from you like that, And then you have the constant reminder of when you go into the bathroom, you're bleeding, and I hit depression after that. I just started to kind of blame myself. I was thinking, like, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I was at the gym lifting way too many weights. I don't know, like, I started blaming myself. Like, all these things just came to my mind, and I kept blaming myself. My husband even took a few days off because I was really in a very dark place, and I couldn't get myself out of it. But luckily, my husband stayed by my side. And then the kids asking me, like, I think that was the hardest part, when the kids asked me. They asked me, like, is the baby okay? And having to tell them, like no, I had to tell them, the baby went with God, and he's in heaven now, or she's in heaven now, was definitely the hardest thing to do, especially because we were all so excited about it. The kids were so excited about it. We hadn't shared it with anyone. We just kept it between us because we had experienced previous miscarriages, and we knew the risk, and we knew that just letting people know too early and having that possibility that we could lose the baby, and then having to tell people that, it would just be too hard on me and I wouldn't be able to do it. After a few days, I started to feel a little better. I just started to think a little more positive, you know? I was like, I can't be like this. I have my girls, they need me. I can't be in bed all day sad and crying and being angry at God and saying what if this, what if that. Like, that's not gonna fix anything. I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna get back up. And the first thing I did was apologize to God, because I told him some very mean things, and I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I apologize. It was all out of anger, and you know, like, I hope he forgives me. And I know he loves me, but you know, I definitely felt very guilty for being so mad at him when I knew it wasn't even his fault. I started to feel a little bit better. My husband would constantly check up on me from work to make sure that I was okay. We have another little angel in heaven looking down on us. I don't want him or her to look at me like this and be sad and be mad and angry towards God. Like, I don't want that, you know? So I said, you know what? And I have two little angels here that need me. So I decided, you know what? I need to get out of bed. I need to just take it day by day. And I realized the more I talked about it, my family, because my family didn't even know. Like, my mom didn't even know, my sisters and my brother didn't even know. But I accidentally sent a message thinking I was sending it to my mom, because only my mom, I had mentioned it to my mom once it happened, and only she knew. But when I was going through it all and I got the results back saying that I had miscarried, I ended up sending an accidental text message to our group chat, which is my mom and my siblings. And I just said, Mom, I lost the baby. I didn't realize I had sent it to everybody until everyone started texting like, Jenny, what are you talking about? Like, what's wrong? You know, and I was actually kind of glad that it went out and, you know, they knew about it. It was nice, and them just checking up on me to make sure that I was okay. So I think that definitely it is so important to share these stories. It's important to talk to somebody and don't just keep it to yourself, because it will kill you. All that pain, all that, the negative thoughts, it's gonna just take over you, and then sharing your story feels so much better. And I wanted to share with you guys my story. That is a little bit of what I went through, and it is kind of why I was gone. I was just, like I said, I was going through a very difficult moment. I was going through depression. I was dealing with a miscarriage, and it just all kind of just became this big ball, and I felt like I couldn't carry it any longer, and kind of just took over me and said fuck it, and I gave up on everything for a while. But you know, that's just not the way to think. I feel so much better now and so much happier, which is good. I'm so glad I am sharing this story with you guys, so you guys know a little bit of what I was going through. For anyone that has gone through this, you know, speak about it, reach out. If you need someone to talk to, definitely reach out to them. Know that you're not alone, and stay hopeful, and always trust God, because even through those dark times, I think it is the most important to hold on to him than to let him go and get angry, because then it just makes the whole process even harder than if you were just hold on to him and leaned on him. And that's where I kind of messed up. But that's my story, and you know, if you've gone through something similar, and or you're struggling with how to deal with the pain and the grief, reach out to someone, talk to a family member, message me, hey, we can talk, we could cry together. Know that you're not alone, and stay hopeful, pray, and know that everything is in God's timing, and it's okay if it's not always our timing, right? But we will get our miracle babies one day, and I'm definitely staying hopeful.